Ever since that great man, President Abraham Lincoln, was killed, his vice, Andrew Johnson, took over his presidency. Let me be honest here, he wasn't as good as Lincoln. We just finished a gruesome war. It was terrible out on the battlefield. The system is corrupt and our nation is falling apart. President Johnson been thinking about a plan to bring this nation back together as one again. May 1865, President Johnson had said his plan. This plan of Reconstruction was that Southern states can join the Union if they made a new state constitution, elected a new state government, called off their agreement with the Confederate, canceled war debts, and approved the 13th Amendment. The 13th Amendment banned slavery. Autumn of that year, all of the states met the requirements that President Johnson had said, and the 13th Amendment is part of the Constitution. Slavery is no more. I am no longer a slave. My fellow people ain't suffering anymore. We are no longer slaves, but freedmen. Although I am a woman, and I don't get all the equal rights as the men do, I am still free. That's all that matters. I am free. Once we heard the news, everyone in the small village was jumping for joy. We were singing out to everyone and cheering, "We're free! We're free!" All the people from a newborn to the elder was smiling the biggest smile they could. We were crying tears of joy and happiness. That night was all of us gathered around the big fire and talking and just having a good time. By the end of the night, we were all tuckered out. What a celebration it was! By the end of 1865, President Johnson had said that his Reconstruction plan is done. He believed that this nation is just about fixed. The Republican Congress leaders did not think so. They want us freedmen to have full rights of citizenship before the South could rejoin the Union. Congress approved the 14th Amendment, which gave us, former slaves, full civil rights as citizens. The government will treat us no less than the white men. You know how I said that Johnson man ain't as good as Lincoln? Well, I speak the truth. He didn't want us to become citizens. I was angry at first, but I am thankful that the Congress on our side saved us. I heard from then on they took over Reconstruction. Putting that aside, we, new citizens, celebrated when we hear the news. We were smiling, crying tears of joy, and dancing. It was a celebration all over again. By the end of the night, we were all tuckered out. Now that my fellow people are citizens, the men can vote. Since I am a woman, I am not allowed to vote. But I'm still happy for everyone else. We can be heard. Our voices that have been held back, buried by the darkness, and not been heard, can be spoken for once. To ensure that our voting rights are protected, Congress passed the 15th Amendment. We cannot be denied of voting because of our skin, our race, and our past. We are able to vote freely. It is another night of celebration. We sing, we laugh, we give thanks for all the wondrous blessings. We are tuckered out by the next morning. It feels great to know that when you see the sun shining, you are waking up as a citizen with rights. It feels great to know that you are now free, that you are not bound by the heavy chains, that you are no longer burdened by the mean words that have been yelled at you, that you are not defined as a slave anymore. What a feeling it is!